Edwin Maverick here. My wife is currently busy doing something. She will be here. But hello. Hopefully everyone has had a good week. We're here at the end of it all on Friday. We got a launch party stream. Monster Hunter Rise. So this just came out midnight last night. It's been out in Japan, I believe, already, but this is the first US release. And I'm thankful that I played the first little bit of this game because I think I've already put like 2.5, 3 hours into it, and still have not hunted a large creature. Like, that's literally the next quest we've got. So wanted to make sure that I saved the large monsters for the stream. So yeah, if you're watching this either on Twitch, video on demand, or YouTube or whatever, I stream Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. On Fridays, generally, my wife is here with me, sometimes for the whole time, sometimes not. And we play just a variety of different things. Mondays right now are usually scary or horror games. Wednesdays right now we're doing Apex Legends. And on Fridays, it's kind of a mixed bag. Lately, with a lot of newer games coming out, we're doing launch party streams on those Fridays with those new games that are coming out. So like next week, we're doing Outriders because that comes out next week on Friday, which is like a third-person, cover-based looter shooter RPG type game, and I'll be playing on Xbox. Might have some guests to play on that. But anyways, this is Monster Hunter Rise. I will have my character and my pets here say hello. So out the gate, you get to customize your character, customize your animals. You get a cat and a dog. Usually it's just cats. They added dogs in this one. The cats are called palicos, like a calico cat. And the dog is a palamute. Which I'm not up on my dog breeds, but I know that there's like I think it's a Malamute, maybe. But anyways, hey Edwin, how's it going? Hopefully you've had a good week. Obviously you've made it this far, so it couldn't have been that bad. But yeah, so I've played a lot of these Monster Hunter games. This one's a lot like the old one, the most recent one, Monster Hunter World. There is a little bit of different stuff, and plus it's been a long time since I've played any of these Monster Hunter games, so I apologize if I'm still getting used to the controls and things like that. But yeah, I'm going to go on and get started on this Great Azuchi hunt. Ready for the weekend. Yeah, I'm traveling this weekend, going home to Kate's dad's house to celebrate her upcoming graduation and her niece's upcoming graduation, and celebrate Easter and do all that different stuff. So yeah, I'm ready for the weekend as well. Traveling as always, especially going there because it's like 3+ hours away.
Good luck.
I'm not great in the car. Like it's not that I get sick or anything. It's just I get tired very quickly. But that's just me. Alright, so we're going to load up some stuff here. Let's see. Okay, it gave us some traps, so we'll put those in there. Do we have any bombs though? Trank bombs? I don't think we do. Can we make any? Yeah, a big part of the this game of Monster Hunter is gathering materials, crafting, doing all that different stuff. Now, it used to be really bad. Like, it used to be you would have to grind countless hours to get anything worthwhile. In Monster Hunter World, they fixed that. And it wasn't as bad. It still was, but it wasn't as bad. This, they've even streamlined it even a little bit more, which is nice. We are going to get some food. So when you go on hunts, you can eat a meal and get like stat bonuses and things like that to help with the hunt. So let's see.
Take your order?
So let's see. I know nothing about this monster. I feel like, especially the early large monsters in these games, they're pretty straightforward. So I'm going to let's throw that in there too, and throw that in there. We'll see if we get it.
Yeah, those are great.
And then you get this little. Never heard of this. Then you get this little cute scene with the cats, the palicos cooking your food, or preparing your food, I guess. Yeah, the food in this it's almost like it's like desserts or something. In the Monster Hunter World, they're actually making like steaks and stews and all kinds of stuff like that.
Here you go.
But yeah, so the Monster Hunter franchise is one of those. It dates back a very long time. I want to say the first one may have been on like the first PlayStation. That area. So there have been a lot of Monster Hunters. Like there's been 4 numbered ones. There's tons of offshoots, but usually the company makes a Monster Hunter game and then they make a portable game. And then they make a Monster Hunter game and then a portable game. This is the portable game year, but honestly, apparently this one is on par with like Monster Hunter World and stuff like that. And the fact that it's on Switch, and that's probably been the biggest thing that surprised me, is how well it looks and runs on Switch. Given the fact that which people that haven't played Monster Hunter wouldn't really understand this, or like, you know, get how actually huge it is. But when you load in, which you won't be able to see completely because of the camera, we get a little cutscene every time we first fight a new large monster. But every map, every Monster Hunter game, like your map that you go in on is broken up into zones, and usually there's anywhere from like 8 to 12 different zones, sometimes more, sometimes less. And you know, when you're hunting, you know, it may be okay, well, zone 6 has most of the rocks, so if you're wanting to gather, you know, ores and things like that for your weapons, you go to zone 6 and you do that stuff. Or, you know, okay, the monster's going to be in 9 or whatever. Well, every game, even Monster Hunter World, would load in between, if I'm not mistaken. No, maybe Monster Hunter World didn't do that. It's honestly been that long since I played it. But this one, it's completely open world. So what you see on the map there, which I'll bring it up, well, yeah, you can see it there. So see, there's 13 different zones in this place. But like when I go from my camp to zone 1, instead of it like going to a loading screen and whatever, it's just going to go straight into it, which is huge, especially for like a Switch game that's this decently detailed. Okay, so, oh, I didn't mean to do that, but it also has a lot of verticality and stuff. So this is a new system using this like wire bug. So like, you know, if I wanted to go up on the top of that rock, like I could do that. And that is something that's not normally in Monster Hunter games. Also, it's really cool that it actually shows you where your targets are, because that's also not a normal thing. Normally it's like, well, you just have to either know or, you know, just kind of stumble upon it. But see, it's telling me it's right under zone 10, so we'll slowly make our way up. Kind of gathering some stuff along the way here. Oh, no fall damage, so... with the Palamutes, though, it's cool that they added those, because you can use those as a mount, like as like a horse. So like, get on top of my dog and ride him like a horse, which is really cool. Helps you get through a lot quicker. If you need to run away, it's a lot easier. I need to get these things. There's also like submissions that you can get. So like I have a submission to get those little golden bugs or whatever. And those get you points and rewards and things like that. Like everything has a purpose. Like so anything you can collect or anything like that will either be used to craft specific items or you know, craft a weapon, upgrade a weapon, craft armor, different stuff like that. But it's pretty cool. Oh, I don't think I can go any higher than that, and I just wasted the rations. It's okay. I brought steaks, so. All right, we're getting close to our target. Now again, this one shouldn't be too bad. I mean, it's still the first one, so I don't have like a weapon that's going to be that's going to be super powerful and be able to like take them out really quickly. But basically in this game you can kind of do two different things. You can either kill or capture. So capturing gets you some more rare materials and things like that. And just straight up killing it obviously is a little bit easier because you ain't gotta worry about like waiting until it's certain, you know, like a certain weakness and whatever. Alright. So yeah, with the verticality and stuff, it makes it a lot easier to drop in on some of these monsters and things like that and get good hits on them and stuff. Also allows you to run away. But also most of the monsters have like points that you can break on them. So like I'm pretty sure with this one, you can see like its front claws have like those like larger talons. You can break those off and like that is a thing that you get. And, like I just popped off like a piece of its hide or whatever. But it's, in a way, it's kind of Dark Souls-ish if that's something that you're more familiar with. Because it's very much so of like learning the strategies, learning like what kind of attacks it does. Ooh, goodness. Now, ooh, see, I didn't see that coming. I got lucky that it didn't hit me. I'm still getting used to this weapon. Sharpen. So yeah, so up in the top left you have a like you see like the weapon with the different colored bars in it. That is how sharp your weapon is. So right now, currently, yellow is as sharp as it'll get. So it'll do the most damage when it's in the yellow. When it goes down to orange, it does a little less damage, but you can fix that by sharpening it, but it just takes time. The older games, you actually had to make the items to sharpen, but you don't have to do that. Let's see. Okay, so it's running away. So let's hop on our steed here. Show the merch, yeah. So I got my sweatshirt on.
Hey y'all.
There's the wife.
Sorry, as you can see, I'm finishing something up on my island on Animal Crossing. Priorities.
That's the first time I've done that. Yeah, and like each type of weapon has its own like move set. And this is honestly the first time I've really used the longsword. It's the first thing that it gives you. It gives you all of them, but it's like the first. It's the first one it equips. Like it automatically equips this one. Still not weak enough to capture. I'm gonna try to capture it. Oh, I got his tail. But yeah, so your pets can attack. I have Zelda the Palico set to heal. So she has, abilities to heal.
So did you introduce them to our pets?
Not like super close, but yeah, oh,
No. They need to have background information.
yeah, you can get that. So I'm gonna try to capture this mofo.
As you all know, the legend inside our house is actually this creature, our real life Palico, Zelda Barnes. She's a little bit evil, a little bit sassy, but the Palico version of her in this game is the sweet side. It's everything that we want her to be, with less fighting. And Dobby, our dear friend, I don't even know, I guess he's a mutt. Is he a mutt?
I mean, it's a Palamute.
Well, he's a Palamute.
I
But
made him kind of look like a beagle.
yeah. So, just for fun facts, like, I really love beagles and I love basset hounds. Hound dogs are just kind of a thing. And I desperately want a beagle that I can name Dobby. So, N7 over here decided that he was going to make me an in-game Dobby. It's better than nothing.
You trying to get away? Or she? I don't want to assume monster gender here.
Oh, that's definitely a woman.
Oh, Zelda just said that it's ripe for capture. So we're gonna try.
Well, at first I was reading that and I was like, what is hurry?
Hooray. Go to sleep. Yes! Got it.
N7 is just better, frankly.
Oh no, I think that was like from the filter. Got like a black speck in my water.
Yeah, it was probably the carbon from the filter.
Oh yeah, I also have a Kahoot.
You know, for someone who hates puns as much as he does, it's amazing that he likes this game.
And then, so after your hunt, you get, rewards just for, like, getting down your target, rewards for doing the quest, extra rewards for doing the capture, broke parts. Like, you get all different kinds of stuff. So you just take it all, and I just don't worry about it until I actually need to worry about it. Because it's a lot of information. That's the thing. I feel like this game, if you really let it overwhelm you, it's very easy for it to do so.
Or you could just be like me and not pay attention to any of the plot and just be here for the really freaking cute animals.
Yeah, and I mean, like, plot is always, like, Monster Hunter World had some pretty good plot, but plot is always, like, secondary, I feel like, in these games. These games are much more for the spectacle of taking out the big hunts, the big monsters, and then doing it with multiple people, like, having 4 people take on a giant monster, a giant dragon, or different things like that.
Or, hear me out, really cute animals.
Alright, so... Okay, so we did that, which is going to open up some other stuff here, so... Talk through some stuff. So now we can do 2-star quests.
How about this weather?
And let's see. Sure.
Take
Okay.
care of yourself.
Let's get all these extra talky talk things out of the way. Working on some Palamute gear ideas.
Ooh, I could help with that.
Need someone to test it out for me. It's a little finicky. You can train one of your Palamutes, I'd happily give it to you. Raise Palamute to level 5. So what level is Dobby now?
Dobby,
Wait. Oh.
You've already done it.
Oh, hey.
That
I
is a pretty
appreciate-
Palamute.
I appreciate games that like, which this one didn't do it, but I appreciate games that if you've already taken care of a quest before you talk to someone with a quest, like that it goes through the trouble of like adding dialogue and being like, oh, you've already taken care of this. Like, I appreciate that in a game.
I agree.
I think Cyberpunk does that.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
So, quick question.
Mhm.
I've never seen you do this, so I don't know if it's possible. Can you?
Welcome to my shop.
Cat.
What's it? The dancing cat with the, what is that? Is it like a pot lid or something?
Yeah, I think it most definitely is. Yay, die, die.
See you later.
Can you have more than
I'm
one
having a sale.
critter companion? Like, I mean, I know you have
You can have
one
your,
of each type, but like, can you have multiple Palamutes that are all with you?
Mhm.
Come
You
back.
you only have your specific ones. All the animals are kind of weird. So, if it hasn't dawned on the viewers yet, this game is heavily inspired by Japanese culture.
No.
So that is kind of why a lot of the things look and seem the way that they are.
I'm just not understanding how you can think that the animals are weird. The animals are what make this game.
I mean, the monsters are what makes the game. 'Cause
No.
It's called Monster Hunter.
Also, that looks like David Lynch.
How are you doing?
Like,
Bye.
You see, I'll make you a weapon or a piece of armor if you give me some materials. I'm sure
it's a
that
really
goes.
good impression.
I'm sure
Yeah.
that goes way over a lot of the viewers' heads.
Brandon will get it.
If he's even in here,
Brandon, are you even in here?
it's probably not.
Well, I
He
mean,
did
I
say-
thought he was in the chat. Or
He
I-
did say he was going to stop following me if I didn't get a dub on my first game of Apex on Wednesday. So maybe
Maybe he made good on his
maybe
promise.
he made good on his promise.
Well, it shows that he's here, so I don't know.
Let's manage our items.
Did you get to choose what Dobby's tail looked like?
Yes,
So you gave him a Shiba tail.
sure. There was only like 3 options. I just picked the one that I thought looked the best. Oh wow, look
He
at that!
said, "I'm clearly not a man of my word." That is a naked cat.
Look at that fish, though.
It's indecent. Oh, good lord!
There was a cutscene at the beginning of the game where 2 cats were like pushing that
Well,
fish.
the fish came secondary, but then when I saw what it was, good lord. That's like an ocean sunfish.
That's a creature.
Hello, friend. Oh, Dobby just ran through you.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah, my husband is not a dog person in general, y'all.
I
yeah,
like dogs.
Yes, but he has a thing about like messiness. And you know, we have a toddler that helps with that. So dogs are not high on his list of priorities, but I love dogs and I am just holding out to get a real life Dobby.
Oh. Well, and I mean, like, again, I'm not necessarily opposed to dogs, but like, they are a lot of work and a lot of money to take care of, generally speaking.
So are you.
Right? You're not wrong. What's this thing? Like a Florida gator.
I was gonna say it's a rejected Disney World ride.
There was something here. Oh, okay. There it is. A new stage of splendor awaits.
Hello, good hunter.
That's right. Yeah, this was in World also. So you like send the submarine off, and it'll get you like stuff.
Let us trade.
Wow.
Send out a buddy to purchase items of your choosing. Find your request you set out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is good if you need to like just farm a lot of a specific item, which right now I don't really
Very
have
well.
a need for anything in particular. I just kind of need everything.
Relatable.
If you're wondering why I'm going into these that have the exclamation, I can't stand games that have like, hey, there's new information here. Like, I'm not one of those people that can just let it sit there. So I try to just get through it as quickly as possible to eliminate the exclamation mark.
Seriously, I mean, I know I watched you play this earlier and I watched you play Monster Hunter World, but like, you hate puns.
Yeah, generally speaking.
How does this work for you?
I mean, like, I don't thoroughly enjoy the, like, meow puns or whatever all the time. Just because it's called a palico and all that stuff. Like,
It's such a cute name.
I mean, it is. But I'm not like, haha.
I am every single time.
There you go.
Thank you. No, it's a real problem, but see, here's the thing. He does like puns, only when he makes them. And he's just like, that's not a pun, it's a dad joke. And I'm like, every dad joke is a pun.
It's a good day for a hunt. Have a look.
Puns are my love language.
Okay, so I guess we don't have any more one-star stuff left. Alright, so we've got to complete 3 of these quests.
You're a celebrity.
I'm gonna try to do the more
here
interesting
if you need
ones,
me.
obviously, because just running around gathering stuff, which I'll still do.
Around.
But that being the main goal is probably not going to be
My
as
hammer's
What does he
ready.
have to say this time?
interesting. Nothing this time.
What do you need?
He can't hear
Ooh.
you.
Ooh! Wait, why are there 2 sets?
That's the kind of tool that makes you wish you spoke a little French.
I don't know why there's a different set. Let's see, so we can make chainmail. Ooh. Wonder how much of that I could make.
Massive, massive
All the
quantities.
time you need.
Let's see, would I be able to make all of that? The answer is no. Actually, I might. I'm gonna try it.
Let's get cracking.
Oh, I didn't mean to equip that,
Right. Let's get cracking.
but I'm missing 1 pelt. Ugh. Alright, well, that's okay.
Take good care of your gear.
So, let's equip that. I mean, we don't have an option for the other. All right, well, we'll deal with that for now. Until we can get another. And his name is John Cena. Fun fact: Brandon hates John Cena.
Is that true?
Also, fun fact: you can't see him.
Which quest would
I
you
don't
like?
have strong feelings about John Cena in any capacity other than I hate that you just made that reference.
Ooh. Yeah, let's do that one. I think I've
Careful out
fought
there.
one of these before. Like, not in an official capacity. It was like one of the tutorial things.
How may I help you?
Alright, so...
It's like reading a different language. Like, I don't understand.
I wonder... I'm guessing the usual will just be, like, the same thing. just skip this because it takes a while.
Ah,
Well,
weren't they cooking?
we played it earlier. Or we watched
but
it
you
earlier.
know I love watching the cats do their happy things.
Well, I will do it. I will watch it. We'll watch it next time.
You cannot do this to me. I am not a toddler.
We'll watch it next time.
So the cat left me just really
She's
experiencing a lot
she's
of loss
bathing
today.
right now. She is bathing. Let her bathe. Look at her.
Yeah,
She's getting deep clean. We haven't bathed her in forever.
probably 2 years, honestly.
I mean, we
Which-
haven't since we've been here.
which has been a year.
Which has been a year.
Roaming hill and dale.
Which makes us sound like we're really disgusting and unhygienic, but our cat does not leave the house
Leaves
ever.
a sluggish trail.
Well, and cats generally
Attempts to
cats
save
can generally go longer.
When I said that,
without,
she turned
like,
and
a-
looked at me, and to imitate, she went,
more and more. And with every
We'll give her
bite,
a bath soon.
it succumbs
Yeah, I mean,
yet
she doesn't-
further to
She doesn't leave the house. She doesn't really get dirty.
its destructive appetite.
Like, the worst thing she does is shed, which she does even after baths anyway. So
oh, Lord.
like,
With the grainy thing over the top of it, it looked like a senior portrait.
yeah. Now, so one of the things I'm not looking forward to in this game is, there is a monster. I think there's like 33 monsters in this game. Like different monsters,
In
and
the
obviously a bunch of them are, or not a bunch of them, but a couple of them are like, you know, a different colored version that might have a, you know, different attacks or whatever. But that all being said, there is a spider monster, and I'm not looking forward to that.
In the end, do we realize that we were the monster all along?
Yes. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to fighting a giant spider.
But why?
Can't get stink on the meat.
Step back, can't get spunk on the meat. I mean, damn, what would your Rome think?
Alright, there it is. He's wading in the water.
My mother was a badger. My father was an iguana.
You're a lifesaver.
Oh, it cut its tail off. Or does it always have a stumpy tail?
I think it's a stumpy tail. I don't know.
Jeez. Ooh. Yeah, generally speaking, I don't know. It's not normal, but like, I think when I started on Monster Hunter World, I used Sword and Shield, but it doesn't do as much damage as a two-handed weapon. I mean, there's different reasons to use the different weapon types. Like if you go up against something that's not really going to be affected by like a sword, like something that's like made of rocks, then it's useful to like use a hammer instead. But obviously, if you're going up against something that has like skin, then it's best to use like a sword so you can cut it. They have some in between. There's like guns, like bows and stuff like that. You can get up. Chug a potion. Thank you. Oh, shit.
I was thinking about Y2K the other day. And I had a very odd memory, and like let me kind of synthesize this for you how I got there.
You're not getting away.
Oh,
Because you said chug a potion, right? Which made me think of chug a lug. Makes you want to holler hidey ho. Burns your tummy, don't you know? Chug a lug, which made me think of Hank Williams. Which then made me think about, I mean, it went down a deep, dark hole, but suffice it to say that I thought about Hank Williams, and then I proceeded to remember that in the late 90s and early 2000s, my mom used to buy me CD singles all the time because I mean,
Oh, yeah.
super cheap, right? And it was like, well, I'm not going to pay $16 or whatever for an entire CD.
You don't know if you're going to like the whole thing.
Exactly. And I mean, especially if I'm not with her, like, she's just like, yeah, you can't listen to it, so I'm just going to buy the single because that's all you really care about. Little did she know that she was raising a baby hipster who later would have to have the CD to everything, even if she never listened to those songs to prove her worth, but that's fine.
Oh, God.
She bought me a single that was Hank Williams III covering
Ah!
Country,
Oh, God.
Covering Country Boy Can Survive, but it was the Y2K version. And so it was like for the modern day. So yeah, that's the thing that happened, and that's why I'm in therapy. Y2K was a weird time.
What is wrong? Oh, God. What is wrong with Zelda?
I asked that multiple times a day.
And not our cat, but like, did you see, like, I'm in the middle of this, like, big ass fight, and Zoe was like, man, gathering can be so peaceful. Ow!
Honestly, that seems very, like, in character for our real cat.
Must maintain
Sharp
that.
end.
We're out here struggling, and she's just like, ah.
Oh, God. 4. Remember when I said that there's patterns with these monsters? Oh! I didn't see that. But yeah, I mean, it's really cool that they, like, as far as I know, this has never been. Oh, good lord. Well, that was unexpected. That was unexpected from Trish.
She's out here redeeming the good.
Oh. Weak for the capture. Let's go. Come on, dog. Let's go. No!
After it.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Don't talk about the lady badger like that.
I can't capture it now. Like,
Why?
I can't take my trap and move it.
Move.
Wait, did I pick up a stink mink? I could probably get one though.
Quick
Keep me on my
question.
toes. Thank you very much.
What is a stink mink?
That thing.
But what is it?
It's stinky, so you can like lure monsters with it.
So monsters are attracted to stinkiness.
Yes.
All right.
Follow me, monster.
But then again, I'm wondering if this monster is going to. It's probably going to try to heal right now. Might just have to kill it. Just not get the extra stuff.
That's it.
Okay. Let's see if it works. Come on, buddy. Come on. I'm a coming. Yeah, like stink minks were not something in Monster Hunter World. Oh, he coming.
Foolish monster!
Yes! Captured it after all.
Victory!
You really need to update your rewards. I
Wonderful
feel like
work,
you have
my
some
friend.
stuff that just should be added.
Like what?
I don't know. I mean, different sound alerts, for sure. Like, I mean, keep the ones you currently have, but just add
Another
more.
great hunt.
You can only have so many of them. That's why there's not a bunch. Like for the using your channel points, you can only have 5. But
Just-
if you pay real money and use the bits, which I mean I think they're only set for, I think the most expensive is 50 cents. There's like 12 of them.
Interesting.
No one's used bits to do a sound thing.
Well, I'm not going to be the first.
Well, someone's got to.
But should it really be your wife?
Yeah, Kathan donated $5 like last month or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that was the last donation we got. Well, technically the 5 cents from that person. Coeur Imprunte? I don't even... Co.
Coeur. It's French for heart.
Well, you would know more than I do.
Core, if you will.
Okay, so... I need more, I need more trank bombs, but I know I need... Okay, so I need sleep herbs and parashrooms. So, sleep herbs and parashrooms. So, let's see if I can send a buddy to go get some of that stuff. So I don't have to spend time on stream just farming that stuff over and over.
But why?
Because I don't want to bore
Welcome to
people.
our trade ship.
But
Let us
why?
trade.
So let's see. Sleep herb.
Very well.
So there's got to be a way to get other buddies. There has to be. Oh, okay. Maybe it's with the Meowcenaries.
Meowcenaries.
Because I know you can have a party of 4, or at least in the older games you could. So you could, if you played all by yourself the entire time, you could have you, your Palico that you created, and then 2 other ones. Okay, so the Meowcenaries are not ready, so I cannot get other ones yet.
Spoiler alert, I just tried to purchase bits
Have a look around.
and I couldn't because it needed a verification code for our iTunes account that was sent to you. But it was probably sent to your previous phone number.
It should have
Wow.
been.
Drop by anytime.
Hello.
Okay, so you can train, you can spend points, train your folks,
Your folks. It's real cute.
Okay, well, we'll just remember to look out for mushrooms and herbs as we're out hunting other stuff. Can I upgrade anything? Any weapons or anything?
What do you need? My hammer's ready.
It's not looking like it can.
Are you foraging or
No,
upgrading?
no. Keep going and upgrade. No, I can't. No. And I don't think I got any of
What
the.
do you need?
I haven't gotten the stuff that I need there. Okay.
Come to me if you need new
All right.
gear.
Well, let's keep going at it. Do I finish any of these? No.
Have a look.
Okay, so the rest of them are in a new environment, which I have not messed with yet. So I'm gonna do this one
Frosty Paradise.
Don't forget to eat.
so that I can kind of get used to the new area. Let's eat a meal. Let's see, I'll do the usual.
Usual, huh?
No. Okay.
Oh, delicious.
Well, let's make the usual then. No, not that. That. Sure, why not?
A bitter, mature taste.
Of course. All right,
Those are great.
for Kate, we will watch them prepare the dango.
She's Wolverine.
I mean, I feel like if like whether or not this stuff actually tastes good, like I feel like you would have to eat it.
Because
Just-
those beautiful creatures made it just for you. Also, that's you in real life. Like, I cannot tell you how many times I've watched you take a bite of something aggressively and then been like,
That'll do.
And then it's all gone. It's just,
I mean, basically, yeah. And then you, like, look around nervously as though you're ashamed.
it's been a while since we've done a Nintendo stream, so hopefully everything is okay on your all's end. Where wyverns go to die.
Also, I just want to point out that, like,
A
the
trial
typeface
for
that they're
the brave.
using looked really cheap.
Those who go alone will meet an icy grave.
I mean,
got
it just
nothing.
looked like an amateur
So
kind of
cold
thing,
it
you know?
burns. From here, no one
I got nothing.
comes.
For our village.
Haven't heard anything out of the chat in 22 years.
Yeah, chat likes to be a little quiet.
Not chatty.
Yeah, that.
And I get it. It's Friday night. This has been one of the longest weeks of my life.
Rightfully so. Snow herb. Smoke nut. S-Cure go. Because it cures you.
I'll just take this.
You hate puns. Oh my gosh, Amber. Like, yeah. From what I can tell, this week has just been super long for most people.
One step
Um,
closer to completion.
Every teacher that I talked to today, you could just tell, like, on their face, they were just like, we're all ready to fall over. Please, we cannot handle one more thing.
What is going on? Why is this fish not in water?
You could have just stopped at why is this fish?
What is it doing?
Making good progress.
Like, is that... Like, it's not hurting me. What's this?
A
Lantern
lantern
bug.
bug.
Glowing caterpillar that explodes when hit.
We did it.
Yeah, y'all. My introvert self is exhausted. I've talked
That
to
fish.
so many people.
That fish is still going.
Taking that.
Just shimmying all over the place over here.
The
Gonna
gang
need
has never
some of
seen
this.
before this bright and brilliant swimmer. 7 babies in your class. They've all been sick and snotty and fussy. Ugh.
Might as well put this
I'm
to
off on
use.
spring break too. Yes.
I'm off on spring break too.
Yeah.
I am getting my second dose of COVID vaccine next Friday.
Yeah, you are.
Ain't no COVID getting me
Looks useful.
unless I get it before I get the vaccine. Well, I mean, I have the first dose, I guess, so
Yeah,
I
was
should
gonna say-
technically be okay. Like,
Yeah, you haven't reached peak immunity by any stretch, but you should be protected. Dung.
look at that poop. It's
Oh, I was gonna say, Dobby, please don't eat that.
pick it up.
My birthday is next week too.
Yep. Kate's birthday is on Thursday.
Going swimmingly. I'll just take this.
I'm sure he's told you all about his big plans for it.
Lucky bastard.
Wonderful work, my friend.
What is that?
Gonna need some of this.
Popo. It's a popo.
I'll be taking
Popo
that.
tongues are popular, healthy, and fun to eat.
All right.
That's,
He had 2 tongues.
apparently. Yeah, it just lessens the symptoms.
I was gonna say it just lowers the intensity of the symptoms, but even so, I mean, it's the flu vaccine is the same. It does not prevent you from getting it, but it definitely lessens the symptoms. And I will take whatever help I can get with it. Of course, I'm fully vaccinated.
Alright, we need to go find some of these baggy. Ooh, here's one.
That is a creature from the Thoughtasic period. Like, what does it say about me that when I woke up this morning, that's the first thing I thought about was that TikTok?
Who
Might as
knows?
well put this to use.
Have you all seen the TikTok that it's, you know, the introduction to Jurassic Park, and then it's the CGI dinosaur twerking to like a techno version of the Jurassic Park theme?
If you haven't, it's worth a search.
Yeah, I've never even seen Jurassic Park, but like that's one of my favorites. The caption is "Welcome to the Thoughtasic," or "Welcome to Thoughtasic Park."
So, in essence, that TikTok is your favorite Jurassic
I'll
Park
just
film
take this.
It is, yeah.
because it's the only one you've seen.
Well, and it has Laura Dern, and I love Laura
That's
Dern,
one.
so I mean,
That's what I'm saying. I think you would like the first one. I think the first one is generally well loved
Received.
among most everybody.
I mean, I get that, but like, I've got all that I need in that TikTok, you know?
would you pronounce that Isium or Ichium?
Icium,
Oh, probably. Yeah, because
because
it's
it's ice.
icy.
This looks useful.
Mandragora.
Mandrake or Mandragora.
I'll just take this.
Harry Potter.
I figured by the voice, but also I'm just not. as familiar with it as you and Amber are.
What, you don't have a Harry Potter tattoo?
No.
I thought everyone had a Harry Potter tattoo. I thought everyone was just conspiring to eventually have a daughter and name them Hermione.
Ah! Okay. So this is kind of going twofold. I have to explore this area because I don't have all of the map discovered. But also we're trying to find some more baggy. I swear if we get copyright stricken.
From me performing it.
Yes, you don't understand how ridiculously like weird and strict the DMCA stuff is. Like it's bad.
I mean, to some extent I get it because I did record a video for school last year that like had a song playing in the background, and I even put in it, I was like, you know, I do not own the rights to this song. It's used for a school-based production, and it got copyright claimed. And I'm like, I'm sorry, how many people out here are really watching my video from my middle school that I work in and saying, you know what, nope, this is too popular. Oh God. Okay.
What?
That, it looked like it was glitching. I know it wasn't, but it didn't look well.
Oh, so technically we're in Zone 1, which is where we, I guess, technically should have started. But we went to 5 instead.
Zone 1 is lost.
Destiny?
No. Wasn't that in Battlefield?
Probably.
Zone A is lost.
Probably. But it's also very much so... Oh, fishing. But it's also Destiny. Old Lord Shaxx.
Maybe that's it. I don't know. I don't know anything anymore.
Going for a big haul.
Least of all who I am, referring to these video games.
Look at that fish! Combust tuna.
I feel lucky today.
So it said that it ignites on death, but literally I just like put it in my pocket. So eventually it's gonna die because it's not gonna have water.
You know what you
To breathe.
normally tell me? You're like, I don't think you understand how video games work.
What do you mean?
I think you know exactly what I mean.
Whoa! Look at that biggin. The great wet fish.
Let's see if they'll bite.
I hate this.
Alright, we'll catch one more and then move on. That's the first fishing spot that I've found in this game, though.
We did it.
Still have not found any more baggy.
Oh my.
What?
Gonna
You
need
just
some
really
of this.
came in hot and heavy there.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. Oh, they're having a party over there. Ooh, this, well, there's a blue outcropping. Is there anything up there? Gotta be something up there, right? No, maybe not.
Elsa's Ice Palace.
Up on that one little
Yes.
place.
Look, a wisp spirit piece.
You've played Animal Crossing too long. Not as long as some, but pretty long.
This looks useful.
Yeah, so I'm guessing the stuff that we needed for the traps or whatever, for the trank bombs, they're not going to be in this world. Are these bad? No, those are not baggy.
Hear me out. I could play even more Animal Crossing if someone would buy my Switch Lite and I could have a full system.
Wait, what do you mean?
The Animal Crossing system.
I know, but why would you play more of it if you had that?
Because you know I love a good theme. So
without the theme, you just don't play it.
okay, well that's obviously not true. I'm just saying the theme would make it even more immersive and special.
Reliable as always.
Look, miles for days.
I'll be taking that. Gonna need
Did you
some of
just
this.
lose your footing in the game?
No, if there's like a hill, you can, when you go to sprint, he like tries to slide down it.
Good old smoke nut.
Thunder Beetle. Ah!
Bobby was like, dude.
Here's some stuff. Nice. I'm still confused
I'll be taking that.
on how to properly do where'd the other body go? There it is.
Might as well put this to use.
It said there's like a follow-up attack to that. Oh, not that. Yeah, so like the right trigger in A does foresight slash. Hides long invulnerability landed after dodging an aim attack spell. Oh, so you have to do the round slash after dodging or something? Oh, there's a whole bunch of stuff. I did not read these pages.
I was gonna say, this just seems time consuming.
As I said, there is a lot. Oh God, yeah, the game does not pause. It's one of those that just keeps going.
It's like a Night Fury, but like a really aggressive one.
No, it's
Train Your Dragon.
it's a Remobra.
So it's a Cobra.
But
Might as well put this to use.
Either way, I don't like it.
well, you definitely wouldn't like the. There was some like venom. I don't know. There was literally like a snake that you could like grab and it would like heal poison and stuff like that.
Not worth it.
Yeah, let's use. I don't know if this is actually like using great wire bugs. If that's like a currency that I have to.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. Keep up with. If so, that sucks. I'm just kind of using them willy-nilly, but
I'll just take this.
Flame Nut.
It's useful.
Where's my nickname in
Ooh.
high school?
Sub camps.
Oh,
Listen, I hate to do this because I know I've only been here like 45, 50 minutes. But as you all can tell from the persistent yawning, she's not going to make it.
Well, you made it further than I honestly thought that you would.
hurtful.
I mean, you've been very tired. You've had a long week. It's not a jab at you or anything.
I do really enjoy watching
Gloam
this
grass. Latchberry.
game. There are such interesting names in this game.
Like smoke nut.
Smoke nut, flame nut, and a pig thing. Good night, foolish mortals.
Good night, Kate. So, I'll move to the center here in a second. We just got two more baggy that we need to kill. And then we can move on to better stuff. Yeah, like these quests, while like you have to do them, and I mean they're obviously it's definitely one of those games like you have to do some of the more grindy quests and stuff to get to the fun stuff, which is the big hunts. That being said, what is going on? I guess we did it. Or my pets definitely took care of the last one there.
Might as well put this to you.
But yeah, this is definitely one of those games, and like I'm always excited for the quote unquote portable ones, because this is definitely one of those games that, you know, you do need to grind some materials and stuff like that. So like it's not too bad to be one of those games where you can just sit on the couch and do it while you're watching TV, or which we don't really have TV, but you know, if we're like if Kate wants to watch a movie or watch something on the TV that I'm not particularly interested in, like one of her shows or something, I can be next to her on the couch and grinding stuff on this. Alright. So we checked out most of that zone. It didn't seem like it was too crazy. I do need to get that second camp set up. That sub camp or whatever, because that'll make coming back to this area a lot easier. Because you can spawn it either of the
Oh, hello.
camps or whatever.
Oh,
Okay, so I need another warm pelt, which
See
those
you
are in the
later.
first area. You have to kill Kelbies or whatever. So let's check out our item box, transfer a bunch of stuff. I do wish that there was like a transfer all button or something like that. But there's not. I mean, you can see there's already like a ton of junk in the item box there. I think I did get quite a few armor spheres there. Let's see, so it requires 2 to level them up.
No problem.
Probably level a couple of them up.
Gotcha. Right, let's get cracking.
Alright.
Take care of your gear.
So I need the warm pelts from
Oh, hello.
that. Oh yeah, I've got. Oh, and I get armor spheres for that too. Forgot about that. Bones and go with that.
Take care of yourself.
But yeah, I really like Monster Hunter. I mean, it's a lot of the same thing, especially early on, like when you're not
What do you need?
necessarily finding a lot of the new
No problem.
monsters and doing a lot of those. It can be kind of
Forge and are upgraded.
monotonous and slow. Ooh, I can upgrade. I'm using the bone sword right now. I could upgrade it. Do more damage. I don't remember what affinity does. And I don't know if there's a way to easily... I think affinity is like crit or something like that. I'm not sure.
Haste makes waste.
I'm gonna go on an
Take
upgrade
all
route
right.
though.
Let's get cracking.
Because I mean, I'm using it. I might as well get something that's gonna do a little bit more
The
damage.
village is in your hands.
Let's check because I have some hub quests, but I think most of those are like actual like large monsters to hunt because these are meant to be like multiplayer,
Welcome to the
which I'm
hub.
fine with playing online like multiplayer.
Which quest would you like?
So we might do that. Great Azuchi. Well, that's not in the right area though. That's the only. We'll do this one because I know this is one from Monster Hunter World, so I have fought this monster before. So it won't be anything like new to me or anything. Oh, there might be a different might be a different animation here. Yeah. Oh, it's all cats doing this one. So I did, this is completely off topic with Monster Hunter and all that different stuff, but I did come across, obviously with getting the Xbox, it's on Game Pass or whatever, but they recently made on PlayStation, they made Subnautica, the game Subnautica for free. And that's a game I've thought about streaming because I know a streamer friend of mine, that was one of his first games that he played that kind of pushed him to where he is now, because he's like on like a stream team and like all different kinds of stuff. So I've thought about doing that whenever we're finished with is it the Medium, because from what I understand that is kind of a horror-ish game. I don't want to depart yet because I want people. But I don't know. Is that something that would interest you all? If I were to go into that? Because if you're not familiar with Subnautica, I believe, I don't even know the story about it, but I know that you're like diving under the ocean. And it's all about like exploring the depths of the ocean and stuff like that. Yeah, I guess what I did was I hosted a quest. I wanted to actually search for the quest. That's easier to do. Well, yeah, Edwin will be there. I could play freaking, I don't know, Barbie's Dream House or something. That would be more Kate's alley, but you know, play like the dumbest thing imaginable. Ed want to be there. That's why you're a moderator. You're always there. So we're joining in on somebody now. So I guess, does it only have your Palamute when you play online? Which would make sense, so everyone has their mount. Playing with someone from an Asian country. I didn't want to immediately say Japan because I don't know what country that lettering comes from. But given that this game came out in Japan, it's quite possible that that is the case. But yeah, this game really shines when you're playing with other people. And it's cool because, like, you don't necessarily have to communicate as much. Especially because I feel like most of the time people know, like, you know what to do when you're fighting certain monsters. And if you don't, I mean, you still know at least that you need to, like, do damage and stuff like that. So it's not...
Going swimmingly.
I do need to kill these guys. Come here. Come here. Dude. Stop moving. I don't know what I just did there. Okay, I got a Kelby horn. I need a warm pelt.
One step closer to completion.
Okay,
Might
that's
as
not a
well
warm
put
pelt.
this to use. I'll be taking that.
I've always thought that that was weird too. There's certain monsters in this, like those Kelby are monsters in this game that you're not necessarily supposed to, like, they don't die, you knock them out, or whatever. And it interests me that, like, you literally carve their bodies and then they still, like, get up. Yeah, I think Affinity has to be.
Going swimmingly.
Alright, let's follow this thing. Yeah, this is like a bird thing. Oh, you got 1,000 channel points again? Yeah, I feel like you have to be getting them, like, relatively quicker. I can't remember how much I put that people who sub get. Yeah, it can get really hectic when it's, you know, a bunch of hunters. I think it does get a little harder, you know, that way that you're not just, like, straight wrecking these monsters. But I could be wrong. Gosh, with the Palamutes and stuff too, it gets really hectic. Do that. Okay, we trapped it. Like, are we trying to capture this thing? I didn't see anyone use train bombs. use them too much. Is this? Oh, really? I could have swore there was at one point where you had a whole bunch, but maybe not. I need to sharpen them. I think they'll be okay without me for a second. Yeah, so it's useful on this one to have a hammer because when it gets to a certain weakness or whatever, it'll like grab a rock like you just saw. And if you hit that rock, it just deflects everything. Whew. I probably butt mash a little more than I should. Because again, this is very Dark Souls-esque, where it's, you know, you want to make sure that you're, like, it's very easy to get, what is it called? Animation. I can't remember the term. But there's a term for, like, when you hit the button to attack, there's no way to interrupt it. Like, it takes some time to, like, you know, kind of wind up, and that kind of stuff. This game's not as, not as tricky with it. Alright, well, it's weak. It is able to be captured. I don't know if that's the plan or not.
Going swimmingly.
Let's find out. Yeah, I really love that you can, like, just scale pretty much everything. I think that that's so cool. If I could ever figure out how to, like, actually add points, I would give you a few more, just because like, there was a couple times I think when you tried to use them that messed up or something like that.
That's one.
Come on, Dobby.
Go.
Man, they got there fast. This thing might be dead by the time. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they've got really good knees, apparently, or something. Yeah, I always thought that was funny. There was a zone, I think it was in Monster Hunter World. If not, it was in, like, the only ones I've played a lot is Monster Hunter 3, Monster Hunter World, and then now this one. But there was a zone where, like, you were literally on top of, like, Mount Everest style.
It's been delightful. Might as well put this to
You know, mountain or whatever, and you just jump straight off of it, and everything's fine.
Might as well put this to use.
Nothing personal, buddy.
Now, generally speaking, they have streamlined it to where you don't have to carve multiple times for a lot of creatures, and a lot of, like, mining minerals and ores and stuff like that.
Be taking
Might
this.
as well put this to
That's
use.
honestly one of the first. It's one of the first monsters
I'll be
that
taking that.
I had to hit A multiple times to carve stuff off of
Something
it.
here.
That's cool.
All in a day's work.
All kinds of Kulu Yaku stuff, if that's how you say it. Cool. Yeah, so I love that it's relatively easy to, play with other players, because you can either like start a quest and then kind of call on other people, and then if someone joins that same quest, they could potentially be put in the same place as you, and stuff like that. I think that that is really cool.
These are the available quests.
We should have enough.
Until next time.
Let's go give it to the Kagero or whatever, Kugaro, to get that sub camp going, since we have that extra warm pelt.
Welcome.
Oh,
Alright, cool.
come back anytime.
Yes, this is running on the Switch. It's only out on Switch right now. I think it's a timed exclusive for Switch. I think it's coming to PC early next year. But like, it still blows my mind that this game runs and looks the way it does on Nintendo Switch. Not saying that Switch
Here's the quest.
has like necessarily had bad looking games. Just the fact that it's
Good luck out there.
I didn't do that. Just the fact that it can handle it and things like that, because I don't know if you've seen, but apparently Apex Legends runs like ass on the Switch. Or I mean, it runs fine, but it looks terrible. We might actually look at that before we end the stream here, because I did download it on the Switch, thinking that I might play it if I'm like
Enough of that.
portable or whatever, like just kind of like this weekend, like I'm going or whatever. So it doesn't have the components, but yeah. So the thing is, well, not only because it's small, but like Nintendo has classically always been a generation behind. So like the Switch has the innards and things like that of technically of like early PS4, early Xbox, and late 360, late PS3. Now they've talked about doing the Switch Pro. Now I'm assuming that Switch Pro will be more on par of like the late PS4, the late Xbox One, but still not on par with PS5 and Xbox Series X and whatnot. So you're not going to get those. You're not going to get. Why is it not letting me take this? Okay. You're not going to get that parity with Nintendo consoles until, like, you're not going to see a PS5 Nintendo console until probably 6-7 years from now. Like by the time that PlayStation's kind of moved on, which is crazy. But I mean, it's always worked for Nintendo. Like, this is one of the best selling consoles out there, just because of like the portability that it has and all that different stuff. And I absolutely love my Switch. Like, I wasn't super crazy about the Wii U. I didn't hate it, but I wasn't super crazy about it. That being said, Like, obviously I played a lot more of the early Nintendo stuff, GameCube and things like that. I played that a lot, but didn't really do much of the Wii. I did get one. Gosh, remember when Wii's were like the hot commodity and like were impossible to find? And then the Wii U, I remember it was pretty tough to find. Not near as bad as the Wii. But I, you know, did my due diligence of finding it. Can you pick up stuff while you have your sword out? PSP. Yeah, see, I got a PSP late to the game. Like, I got a PSP probably around the time that, like, it was starting to go away. And the same with the Vita. And, like, I loved the Vita also. Like, the PSP was alright. And the Vita was good. It was just, they didn't have the... That was more of a software problem. They didn't have the games for those systems. Like, the Switch has so many games. Their problem with the Switch, which, I mean, again, it's not really an issue for them right now because they're selling like gangbusters still, is that their first-party support is so slow. Like, I'm trying to think of the last new first-party Nintendo game that came out, and it might be, like, when I say that, I mean, like, not a remake, not a, you know, remaster or whatever, and obviously something that is like new. I want to say Pokemon Sword and Shield, maybe, which isn't. I mean, it's. Oh God, what is that thing? But that being said, I mean, like, I'm still playing Breath of the Wild on the Switch. Obviously, it's my second time playing it. Well, first time playing it through on the Switch. I played through it on the Wii U. But... Ooh, I got the pelt that I needed. But yeah, I really, really enjoy the Switch. Like, it is one of my favorite consoles that's ever come out. Because I love the fact that it can go back and forth between, you know, portable, it can attach to a TV, you know, or whatever. But it is behind. I say, you know, to go back to what you originally said, it is definitely behind the other consoles. But I think, especially with the types of games, you look past them. And granted, you know, I'm fortunate enough to have a PS5 and an Xbox Series S and a good gaming PC and all this different stuff, that I have options. So if, you know, for example, the new, like, I'm trying to think of a game that was cross, that was on all the platforms. Like, think of, like, Doom. Like, I want to say Doom Eternal, which I don't even know if that's on the Switch yet. I know it got announced or whatever. But, like, the Doom 2016, okay? It came out on the Switch, and it came out on all the other consoles. Obviously, on the other consoles, it looks better. And, like, apparently the Switch version ran like shit, all this different stuff. But, like, again, I'm fortunate enough to be able to be like, okay, well, you know, with Doom, I'm just going to play it on PS5, or I'm going to play it on PS4, or whatever, where it's going to look better. That's not the types of games that I buy on the Switch. Like, the types of games I buy on the Switch are either games you can only get on the Switch, like Breath of the Wild, things like that. Nintendo games, obviously, you know, because like Mario and stuff is not going to be on Xbox or anything, not at least as of yet. But the only other things I buy on the Switch is things that are portable. So, I'm trying to think of a game that was out on multiple platforms that I bought on Switch. Like a lot of indie games, you know, retro-looking games and things like that. I like to buy on the Switch because, you know, they're low, they don't require a lot, so they're going to perform well, and they're ones that you can, you know, take with you and stuff. Like a PC, I mean, if you have a laptop, I guess, like whatever. But if you have a PC, you know, you could take it with you, but it's a lot. Oh shit! What the fuck is this thing? But that's kind of my thing. Is I will get games that are portable and or ones that I think would be good to like be able to take with me on a vacation to the in-laws or, you know, whatever. Because a lot of times, you know, when I'm at my in-laws, it's not that I don't enjoy going to my in-laws' house. But a lot of times, you know, they'll go to bed early or something like that, and like I'm used to going to bed at, you know, 1, 2, 3 in the morning. So like when they go to bed at 10 or whatever, like not really much else to do. So luckily I have, you know, yeah, of course I have my phone, but like a lot of times that's not, I don't know where the hell that thing is. That's not really a viable solution. So having the Switch is nice for that purpose. But yeah, and that's kind of my thing, is like I feel like I'm in a very unique spot where you know, I do have all the different consoles and stuff, so I have those options that I can do.
We did it.
But that's kind of my my 2 cents on the matter. Like, I totally agree. I totally agree that it's behind, and that's why I'm saying that this kind of baffles me that this game runs so well while also looking this good. Because a game like Breath of the Wild, obviously it's a different art style and all that different stuff, but it was made by Nintendo, and honestly, in a lot of ways, it runs worse than this. Now, granted, that was a few years ago. But like, this is on par with at least how I remember Monster Hunter World looking when I first got it on PS4. Obviously, you lack a little bit of the fidelity and things like that, but just the fact that they could put something like this on a Switch, on a Nintendo console, a portable console, and it looked this polished, you know, and not load forever and all that stuff. Like, the load times are not like super long, which is crazy. That's some good. Oh shit. That's some good hits there. Sharpen my sword. Yeah, and that's true too. Like, I actually just got a like one of those game controller mounts, so like to where I can to where I can play, you know, controller games on my phone. With the Xbox One controller, and like I have it here, you know, in front of me, instead of having to like use either the virtual stuff or like put the iPhone somewhere and play with it. It's been nice, but there are games that I have like on PS4 that I'm glad that I have that little controller mount, because I can just play it on there and it looks just as good, if not even better, which is crazy. But also, I mean, this is the first Because say what you will, the Wii U is not a portable console. Like, yes, it had the tablet, but it was not a portable console. This is the first, like, home console portable thing that Nintendo's made. You know, they've made portable systems, which they've had decent graphics too, but this is the first, like, home console that was also meant to be a portable, like, kind of a hybrid kind of thing. And I think they did well with it. I think that the Pro, when it comes out, it won't be a huge leap forward, but it'll be good. But I think if Nintendo decides to make, like, a Switch 2, or, like, you know, stay on this track of having, like, a portable home console, I think that they could get to the point that iPhones are in terms of their quality. But that's just me. I say all that to say that I do really enjoy this stuff, though. Oh, wow, we got a lot of pelts. Alright, so we're getting to the point where this game, like, the longer term for this game, for all Monster Hunter games, is generally speaking, because there are monsters that, you know, breathe fire, or there's, like, ice monsters or lightning monsters. There's different elements and things like that. So the point is to... There's all these different types of armors that you saw there.
What is it?
And they all have different stats on them. So they'll either have different skills that you see on the right there, or they even have different resists. So, like, this chainmail has a little bit of thunder resist. Not as good as probably something that's a little more. But this gear that I have now has pretty decent fire resist, but lowers your water and thunder. And so on. So, like, you know, with mine having fire resist, so when I go up against something that breathes fire, I will want to put this armor on, whether I'm using it still as my main armor, or, you know, I'm using a different kind of armor. But the different kind of armor, it may have better stats, but it may not have the fire resist, and fire resist is better than having just higher defense, if that makes any sense. But that's kind of the end game of, or, you know, the long term of this game, is making sure, you know, you want to have all the different types of armor sets, because they're all going to have their purpose. Now, some of them maybe not as much, but they do all have their place in all of this. Let's see, 43. Let's see, let's do one more, and then I just want to load up Apex and see what the hell happened.
Come back anytime.
Alright, let's order the usual. But yeah, I really like this game. Kind of my first impressions. I know I played a few hours before this stream, which I'm glad I did, because again, we would have just been getting to this stuff probably at this point in the stream. General ending of the game, or is it? There is, so, like, with the Monster Hunter games, especially World is like the one that I played the most out of all of them, so I always, like, refer to that. There was an ending to the game, and then after the ending there was kind of like, it was like the main story had concluded, but there was still, like, these side stories of, like, new monsters are showing up and all that different stuff. So, but then there is a certain point where, like, okay, I've killed every single monster, I've completed every single quest. Generally, Capcom, the company that makes this game, is generally pretty good about putting out new content. Like, they've already said, like, they're releasing, like, some new monsters next month, like in a few weeks. So they're pretty good about, like, keeping new content in. But I feel like it does get to the point where you know, if you've kind of seen all of it and you're not still like getting that itch of like I want to hunt more stuff or whatever, then like you're kind of done. But also, you know, with the new stuff, it may just be like, oh well, I'll visit this game, you know, like once or twice a month. You know, get some of the new stuff. They had a bunch of like crossover events in the last game where they had like, you know, Fortnite style, where they would have, you know, Dante from Devil May Cry, and you could get his armor and his sword and all that different stuff. That kind of stuff going on, which is cool. But yeah, it's really, I feel like this game, like it has its ending, and then from there it's, do you still want to play more, or are you satisfied enough? Because I feel like you could probably get to the end of the game within like a normal amount, you know, and when I say normal amount, I say like 20 to 40 hours of playing a game. And then if you want more, there's always a lot more to do. Because I mean, I could use just this type of weapon, this longsword or whatever. Like, look at all those on the left side, which it's cutting off one of them, but they all play differently. All of these weapons play differently. They have different combos, they have different stuff like that. So I could stick with longswords the entire game if I really didn't want to go and do, you know, switch to different things. Because there is benefit to using other weapons on certain monsters. You know, like there's a benefit to using a sword on this monster as opposed to using a hammer. Now hammers, I mean, are useful too, because hammers, you know, can knock out stuff. But if I did decide to just, okay, I'm just going to use longswords the whole game, and I beat the game with a longsword, like, you could technically, if you really wanted to play more Monster Hunter, you could say, hey, I'm going to play the game now with Sword and Shield, and it would play completely different. Because of the way that the combos work and all that different stuff. So it's one of those. Like, it's very Japanese in that regard. Because a lot of Japanese games, first off, are based primarily and heavily on portability. Because, you know, they use a lot of mass transit and things like that over there. So having a game that you can play with friends on the bus, you know, is something that is useful. But also a lot of their games, they pride themselves on, they're not like me that likes to consume a lot of games at a time. They like to get a game and stick with it for, you know, months. Oh gosh, that is one thing, and I don't know if that's just my Switch or not. I don't know. I don't even know if that came across on the stream. But it does a lot of, in the computer world, you would call it VSync. It does that a lot, where it would it'll screen refresh, and you'll see like a scan line go across or down the screen for a little bit. Wow, that was fast. That thing must have been pretty weak by the time I already got here.
One step closer.
But I'm okay with that.
Let's see what we have.
That means that we have about, we probably got enough time to do like one Apex match on the Switch. I'm so interested to see what this thing looks like. Cool.
Sweet. Making good progress.
But yeah, I mean, the cool thing is the older Monster Hunter games, that hunt, according to the time up in the top left, took about 16 minutes to complete total.
It's been delightful.
In the old Monster Hunter game, I mean, it would take 30-40 minutes to do like an easy large hunt. A lot of times, like, time was against you, so like you'd do a big monster hunt, and you'd run out of time. So you'd have to figure out, okay, I need a better weapon and do all this and whatever.
Great hunt.
But the newer games, they've made it a lot more streamlined, where you can do these things a lot quicker. I mean, you got to think, in the hour 50 minutes that we've been playing this game, I've completed probably like 8 to 10 quests. And like, that's huge.
What would you like to do?
That is like genuinely huge. Okay.
See you later, then.
It says someone wants to see me. Clear these out. It will drive me crazy. But I do really enjoy this game in particular. I think that if you are someone who played Monster Hunter World and enjoyed it, and you have a Switch, I think that you would enjoy this game a lot. If you are someone who didn't play Monster Hunter World but has played some of the older Monster Hunter games, and you're like kind of on the fence because you like kind of like the old ones but not really, I think that these games, this one and World, has done enough to change the formula. And obviously, if you don't have a Switch, get Monster Hunter World. Like, that game is great. But if you're someone who played Monster Hunter World and didn't really like it, this probably isn't going to do enough to change it. Just being honest. So, alright. Saving and quitting. But yeah, so like just looking at, like, I know we've looked at my games before. But like, you know, like Hades, that's a great game. It's a indie title, and things like that. But I think you can only play it on computer or Switch right now. But I mean, you can see a lot of the stuff is indie stuff, or Nintendo stuff, like Zelda stuff and things like that. And I love Zelda, so. All right. Here we go. This is literally the first time that I've loaded the this version of it. Changing the details real quick. Not that it's going to matter, because this match is probably going to be very short. Maybe. It's going to feel weird playing this on a Switch controller instead of a PS5 controller. Oh, goodness gracious. That's a really bright, white screen. Sure. Yes, sure. Sure. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Do I really have to do this? Let's do this. Apparently it wants me to do this, so I'm gonna do this. Yeah, get ready for like the best quality that you've ever seen in a video game before. fine. You'll steal it. Could you get it from the clickety clacks that you heard?
Yeah, nah, that entrance maybe got a bit out of hand.
All right, let's skip this. Now, unfortunately, right now Apex doesn't have cross progression, so like all the legends that I purchased on the PlayStation version are like will not be available here. But our boy Bloodhound is one of the originals, and you best believe. Wow, look at that texture pop in.
New rank split.
Woo-wee, look at that blurry man. Whoo-wee. I really hope that the quality of this is coming through for you all. Yeah, like everything is like super rough around the edges. Well, we got 4 Apex packs, so let's check out what we got for all these real quick. Oh, I saw purple. All right. I thought that there was. What? Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, the Switch version they like put everyone at level 30 on the. Oh my gosh, I gotta do training. Well, at least we'll get to see how the game looks on training. I don't know, I still might try to get through this super quickly.
Welcome to Apex Legends. I am Bloodhunder. You can call me Bloodhound. Let us begin with basic movement. Complete the checklist on your HUD.
I mean, like, it's one of those things. It's like, if you have a Switch and you don't have the other consoles, like,
Follow me.
there are
Sliding
worse
down hills
things to
increases
play.
speed.
It's like a fog, like a haze around the
Inside
map
the
here.
territories, you can find supply bins that carry weapons and resources you will need to survive. Open one.
Oh man, I don't need to
Strong
do
work.
this.
Grab your supplies. Your HUD will show what you have equipped. Follow the checklist to access and cycle through your inventory.
Okay.
Just a sec. 1 second.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah, like Fortnite is
Inside
something
the
that I've played
supply
on
bin,
the
you
Switch
will
before,
find
and
a
it's
weapon
not
and
it's
ammo.
not terrible looking.
The battle calls upon you. Slaughter as many targets as you wish. Each shot is important as well as the weapon you hold.
Where's the second?
Grab a second weapon. The field is full of choices.
I've never
Remember,
used the
you
charge
carry
rifle.
only 2
I'm gonna
weapons.
do that.
To equip another weapon, you must swap out the one you are holding. Choose your new weapon.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Is there another one I haven't done? I think I've done the longbow before.
A powerful key to becoming an Apex Legend is communication with your brethren. You can ping different locations, objects, and enemies depending on where you're
Oh
looking.
goodness. Yes,
Follow the checklist
yes I
to
know.
cycle through your pings.
Ping location. Ping an enemy. Ping a weapon.
Let's explore this way. Charge rifle here.
Ping the
Got some
ammo.
sniper ammo here.
Ping menu.
Pay
Lord
attention,
Father
I'm
blesses
moving
you.
on them here.
Pathfinder will continue your training. I will see you again, my fellow fighter. We may even shed blood together.
Let's go this way.
I do know that to play some of the newer stuff, they have like the game Control is on Switch, and there's another one too. But they're using like the cloud gaming
Hi,
format
friend.
basically.
I'm Pathfinder.
Just using the Switch
I'm
as a.
excited to fight you in the ring, but first,
Oh,
let me
that is
give you
gross.
some
I was
helpful
wondering why it
tips.
was looking
Working together in a squad is very
weird.
important
It's
and
using
very fun. Here is your squad mate, a digital utility Machman intelligent
it's
example,
using motion
or
controls. I don't
dummy
want
for
that.
short.
Like
During a
when I was
match, you
moving
or your
this, it was
teammates
moving
can
the
get knocked
reticle.
down.
It was
But
probably
don't
making
worry,
you
with
sick if you
skill,
were looking way too
everyone can
close.
have the chance to be revived. Just approach your dummy and hold the prompt button on your HUD to revive them.
Yeah, like I honestly expected it to look a little worse.
Now here's a good thing to know. Each one of us has
But,
a
like,
unique tactical ability.
Definitely
You
prepared,
are Lifeline,
or
and you have a health
would
drone that
rather
distributes
play
health
this
to
on,
anyone next to it.
you know, PlayStation or computer.
Great job. Helping out your squad is the best, but sometimes they die.
Not gonna
Don't
lie,
worry
I think
too
it would be
much. You
really
still have a chance to bring your
fucking
friend
funny
back.
if we can get a
Approach
dub
Dummy's stash and
in the
grab
first
their
match
Must
whenever
be
this is
something
over.
good this way.
Great. You can use that banner
Because
to
I
bring
do
back
actually
your
want to
friend
play
through
a
any
match
active
and not
respawn
just do
beacon.
this training. So
Approach the
I'm willing
respawn beacon
to
and when prompted, hold for activation.
push the string back a
It
little
takes
bit,
some time
push
to
the
contact the
end of it a
dropship.
little bit.
You could get shot. That wouldn't be good. Here they
So I
come.
guess while we're doing this training, we can just talk about some stuff. So next week, we've got Monday is going to be Resident Evil. We'll finish up Resident Evil 7. Yeah, that's the thing. Like it's got to be like the worst of the worst. But who knows?
Welcome back, dummy. Here's another
but,
thing. Like our
so
tactical
Monday will be
abilities,
Resident Evil
each of
7.
us
We'll
has an
finish up the
ultimate
DLC on
ability
that.
you can use when it's ready.
And kind of
As Lifeline, your
know,
ultimate calls in a
close the
Lifeline
book on
package
that.
delivers all types of defensive
which, speaking
loot
of
from
Resident
large
Evil,
health kits to high-tier body armor. Looks like Dummy needs some stuff. Call in your Lifeline package to help them out.
is it gonna let me? Why won't it let me call it in anywhere? Hello. There we go.
Here it comes.
So speaking of Resident Evil, so I was looking at game releases, like the calendar for game releases, and I noticed that so the Mass Effect trilogy, which I've already said I'm going to 5 nights a week at least when that game comes out, so that I can honestly play it more. It's not even necessarily a matter of like I just want to, you know, stream more or whatever, but like I just want to play the game more, and I know that that's a game that I want to stream completely. Oh, good. So training's gonna be over. So the Mass Effect trilogy comes out on May 14th. And so as I said, from May 14th on, it's gonna be every day, you know, streaming every night. So that being said, Resident Evil 8, which is another game that I said I wanted to stream completely on the channel because, you know, we did 7 to kind of, you know, celebrate that 8 was coming out, blah, blah, all that stuff. 8 comes out a week before Mass Effect, which means in order for us to finish that, I would probably need to go on and go to 5 days a week when that comes out. So, starting May 7th, I will stream at least once, or at least 5 times a week. We might do like a Sunday night stream, potentially, but it will definitely be at least 5 nights a week. Starting with that May 7th, which will be a Resident Evil 8 launch party stream. Assuming most Resident Evil games take, you know, 10 to 12 hours to beat, surely we can beat that before Mass Effect comes out. Because I definitely want to play all of that on the stream. But that's how that's going to work. So at least with Resident Evil 7 off our belt, you know, after Monday, we'll go back to the medium, finish that up. And we'll probably do Subnautica because I'm interested in that game, and that'll kind of be the in between that, and surely by the time Resident Evil comes out, we'll have beaten Subnautica.
We have no choice but to win.
But all that to say, we're gonna finish up Resident Evil 7. Monday night. That we just have the one big DLC, and then we have some of the minor DLCs, which if we can't get to all of them, that's okay. But that being that. And then Wednesday, we go back to Apex on PlayStation instead of on the Switch. And then Friday, we're going to do Outriders. We'll play a couple hours of Outriders. That one I may or may not play.
Let's make a
Wow,
choice.
look at this
Land here.
fog.
Let's land this bird right there.
Okay. Better lies below.
Woo-wee. It looks great.
Clown there. Lucky me. Down. Bad income shot though. First blood.
Oh, you already got someone down?
Been a rascal.
Firing.
The battle belongs to only us now.
That was the last one. Nice work. Picked up our teammate's banner. Already inside. Shotgun bolt here. Level 3.
All right, so this is something. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. We're gonna go. No, dang it, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Okay. Now we've got it. We already had someone leave?
Charge rifle here.
What the heck, guys?
Forget charge rifle
Ain't
here.
all that. Like, I'll tell you, it's very trippy trying to figure out the controls, because like the B button on, you know, a Switch controller is different than the B button on, or the B button on PlayStation. The circle button, if you will. It's just strange because I see B and I'm like, oh, okay, and then I hit A and I'm like, well, that's not right. So, just strange. I also don't have headphones on, so it's not going to be as easy to
Level 2.
see some of these people. Oh wow, I think my teammate disconnected too.
Father, give
It's just me.
sight.
Can we win this on our own? Can we do it? Oh, they reconnected.
Hello there.
Hello there. Welcome to the overtime of our stream here, Hood. I don't know if you've always been here, but welcome. We're playing the most beautiful game made for the Nintendo Switch. Explicitly for the Nintendo Switch. This game was not made for any other console. Oh, you just came from League of Legends? Nice. Yeah, you can definitely tell that the person that I'm teamed with here is either not used to controls or something, but they're being very, very slow. Early's game. I'll keep that in mind. Next week we'll do. Next week we'll do our Apex stream. We always do our Apex streams on Wednesday.
My enemies will find me.
So if you're available Wednesday nights, 9:30 Eastern. Wouldn't be able to chat because I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do that. I know Discord would be the best way to do it, but I still don't know the best logistical way to get that set up through my OBS and all that. I've tried and it just didn't work. But yeah.
Attention, delivering care package.
Yeah, this coming Wednesday, I think there's some other people in the chat. Plus, Austin might join us too. So
Marking our surroundings.
hostile detected. Oh, I saw a guy over there. I doubt I'm playing with nothing but Switch players, but it would be nice if I was, because
Scanning the area.
2 hostile. Ooh. Okay. Jeez. Oh gosh.
Calling upon nature's strength.
Oh no. They shooting at me.
Marking our surroundings.
Nope. It's so weird playing it on this damn controller. Well, that was, I think that's gonna do it for the stream. Thanks everybody who stopped by with the Monster Hunter stuff. Thanks for everyone who stopped by with this really great Apex port to the Switch. Next week we will be on more modern consoles, I promise. You all are about to witness delete. But yeah, so we'll be back, as I said, next week. Monday will be our final Resident Evil 7 stream, so tune in for that. We'll finish up we'll start and finish the End of Zoe DLC and mess around with some of the other smaller DLCs. Other than that, I hope everyone has a great weekend. If you're traveling this weekend for any holiday reason or spring break or whatever, please be safe and make it back Monday for the stream, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. All right. See y'all. Good night, guys.